Hello everyone, and welcome to your personal astrology reading for all the 12 signs of the zodiac. All right, and I also feature, of course, the 13th sign, so I'll always mention that as we go. So it's the full moon, so hopefully you guys have watched the other video that I have up that talks more about the energy of the moon, and I'll dabble into that a little bit, but the energy of the moon for the Gemini full moon and the lunar eclipse energy. I was talking to someone earlier today, and they were saying that the lunar eclipse energy is chaotic for them. And that's understandable because I've heard that a lot. And that just means that there's more meditation to be done and more things to kind of let go of, right? And work on, like we all do. I do, we all do. So that's part of just mastering ourselves and understanding the moon and all the 12 zodiac signs within us. So this video, I'm showing you the chart right here, and the mouse is moving, yay, in the video. So the full moon is all about fulfilling our wish, right, that we have. And when you see the full moon being described as a harvest, it's really what have you gathered physically, like food, survival things. We're not talking about things that don't mean anything. We're talking about food, shelter, survival, right? And this is a hard time right now. So we have to tap into pulling on the energy of the full moon and focusing on what is our dream, what has manifested, and then what can we work on in the upcoming moon cycle, right? What can we work on? What is there for us? Because after this full moon cycle has, completed, we're going into a new cycle. And I'm clicking into the December chart and I'm looking at it. December 1 starts off with the moon in Gemini still, because we're coming out of this, right? And we're in the waning moon. So it's what can we do less of? What can we get rid of, right? Last quarter moon, waning moon, then the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius on December 14th. So that's just like a little preview that I want to talk about, because after this full moon is the manifestation. But what can you do within in the moon, especially if you're watching my video for the first time and you're like, I didn't work on anything. Well, right now you can tap into letting go of things that just don't work for you. Mental thoughts, worrying about things, what other people think, what you think, what your family thinks, whatever. And this is like the season of being with family. So some of us are traveling, some of us are not. We have to do what works best for us, right? So let's jump into this. I'm going to start with Gemini right here. You can see the mouse, and then move to Taurus. So this full moon is a manifestation. You can, even if you haven't worked on anything spiritually on yourself, you can say, you know what, I'm letting go of this and I'm going to magnify this positive thing. I'm letting go of this useless negative thing, and I'm going to enhance something positive about me or about what I need to do in my life, a new job, a better career, more in alignment with my survival that I need right now, and also, maybe what I need to do that makes me feel like I'm actually doing something with my life that I enjoy. So that's the manifestation on this full moon, right? So you can see that in the other video about that mindfulness meditation and so on. And then you can join me on my meditation channel to do meditation work with me. Okay, so Gemini, you have the North Node. It is the full moon and it's a lunar eclipse. So it's looking at your emotions and saying, okay, what does not work? What is chaotic energy? What doesn't serve me? That's not me. That's a negative imprint. You can banish that, get rid of that, whatever doesn't work for you. And Sagittarius can do that because they're the opposite down here. they can do that as well, getting rid of things that don't work, getting rid of that continued cycle. This 8 degree in the moon and 8 degree in the sun. I like to think of 8 as, you know, an infinite cycle. What is a good cycle to start? What's a negative one to get rid of? This 20 degrees, I like to think of 20 as 2, duality. So you can triple this power on this full moon, and I did talk about that in the other video but didn't mention the numerology to it. Gemini, you're in the 9th house of Sagittarius. Pull in on all that positive aspect of Sagittarius. You guys look into it, see what that is. Maybe it's education, law, travel, being fearless and feeling boundless. And Gemini and Sagittarius, you can look at Gemini as in enhancing your communication with yourself and using the power of words over yourself. Same as Gemini, the power of words to really banish negative things and to infuse positive things in your life. And that 3rd house of Gemini, Sagittarius, that you're in, I'm skipping over to Sagittarius because it's the moon and that's their opposite. But Sagittarius, you have this power of the sun, of self, of healing self, healing negative ego and empowering positive ego from the aspect of, let me see from my notes here, the aspect of Saturn and Jupiter, right? So Mercury is sextiling Jupiter and Saturn. Even though it's not in your chart, you can still benefit from where it is in Capricorn, okay? Because that Mercury is in Scorpio and it is sextiling that Saturn and Jupiter, right? And Pluto's over there too, but that's that energy that you can tap into this Capricorn energy of the Jupiter, the Saturn, and it's connecting over here to this Mercury energy, the sextile, okay? And the sextile energy is very powerful. It's a harmonious aspect. Think of harmony. Think of things working well together. Think of using it as a tool to have this creation, this productivity, a positive and fast reaction, positive energy, okay? And it just goes well together, okay? And it's fast and immediate, and the power of words, because we are in this strong kind of Mercury sextile, plus we're in this strong 3rd house and 9th house energy of Gemini and Sagittarius. And when you put air and fire together, things happen fast. And we're going to be amazed also with, like, I feel, you know, like saying like within the 3 months, that how things will just feel a lot better, right? And that energy shift within ourselves. And it has to be like a personal type of revolution within ourselves, right? And it's a harmony. It's getting out the negative and putting in the positive within ourselves, right? So that's the Gemini energy. Now Taurus has this Uranus energy here, okay? And it has the Lilith. So this Taurus, be mindful of negative friendships, okay? That's going to be something to look out for. Negative friendships is the thing, okay? And your own personal freedom, right? It's going to need to have some kind of positive energy towards your work and your business mind and your money mind, okay? And be very, very careful when it comes to friendship and the denial of your actions and that person denying their actions. So it's more pleasure seeking, getting things not working out, and just being very careful of not having any kind of limits. For some of you, you'll be fine. You'll be like the master of calculating your actions, right? Some of you Taurus, you're going to be fine. You're going to calculate your actions well. You're going to notice people's BS, but others, you're going to be on some BS because you need to grow up, and having type of friendships that's just kind of like up in the air, where you're like, you know, yeah, life, I'm just going to do whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not going to work. That's like crazy talk. And there's going to be some kind of friendship betrayal. So look out for that. Aries, some of you will be really tapping into your Mars energy. Be mindful with your words that they're not hurtful to others or yourself, and your actions, and a lot of healing and a lot of good fortune with money. So how, you know, looking at how money can work best for you, you're going to be really creative. And by springtime, things are going to be just, you know, jumping for you, and you're going to be in your birth time. That I have to shout out again to Sagittarius, whenever, and everyone that's listening, when you're in your birthday season, especially the week you were born, that's some time to do some powerful work. So now that you have this information, you know, Aries, when it comes up to your time, you're going to make these positive changes for yourself. Okay. That's coming up, you know, before Taurus and before Gemini. That positive change is going to come up, and it's a lot of inner work, a lot of work on yourself, improving yourself, your own personal focus for your work, and how you're going to reshape yourself in your world with your work and your family and your friends. But mainly this is about you bringing yourself forward to where you need to be, you know, using your Mercury, using your Mars energy the best way you can. Heal what you need to heal. Certain actions that you do aren't benefiting you, so don't be hard on yourself. Just make that change and keep pumping yourself up every day and receive guidance. I feel like for a lot of fire signs, it's receiving information, listening. And especially if you're a fire sign that feels like things are chaotic, really get good help. You know, professional help if you need it, spirit and other professional spiritual help, whatever it is, right? Now, Pisces, you guys are dealing with a lot of issues that has to do with freeing your mind from some kind of doubt. Okay, freeing your mind from some kind of doubt about yourself, about others, and really get to see what is really there. Like, don't overthink things. Get to see what is really there, and try to get more organized and be more practical in regards to your job, but also to your health. Okay, that's the main thing for leading up into or you know, making it through fall and winter. Okay, being really more focused on that. Okay, and spending more time, putting more energy into your health is going to be really good for you. Now, moving to Aquarius here, you guys are needing some more help when it comes to your 5th house. Okay, so it's more of your relationship with others. How's your relationship with the people that is really important to you? It's looking at these relationships and saying, okay, how am I making it not good? How am I making it good? Okay, what's going on here? And even though you don't have, the closest planet to you is Jupiter, even though it's in Capricorn, where we're going to next. But try to, did I say Jupiter? I did say Jupiter. It's Saturn. Okay, so Saturn is the closest planet to you right now. So look at Saturn and see the meaning of Saturn. Restrictions, maybe being too strict, bossy, What do you feel is holding you back? How are you holding others back? Like really look at it and see how you can have this positive type of inner healing for yourself, okay? Because that's going to be really important for your journey, okay? And it's all about your fifth house, especially when you have no planets there. There's really nothing for you to focus on other than I would say mindfulness meditation, or mindfulness meditation, where you're really just looking at things for what they are, seeing things for what they really are, and just being still. And that's what everyone has to do, is just inner work, like really look at ourselves and see what's not working. But for you, it's romantic relationship with your kids. What are you doing that can bring more fun into your life? Are you creative? Why are you not being creative? Because that's going to actually help you. Now let's look at Capricorn. Capricorn, you guys have like the whole show going on here still, okay? And the highest degrees, right? So you have 23 degrees in Pluto, 26 degrees in Jupiter, and 28 degrees in Saturn. So it's all about the structure of your personal life and the world around you, and it's all happening in the fourth house. So this is how can you nurture yourself? How can you nurture how can society nurture itself? How can you nurture itself? There's a lot of nurturing that needs to happen. And it's like this word is hitting me because in other things I've read, I've seen nurture pop up. So I feel like stepping into the new calendar year and ending off December, it's like home, our parents, our roots. You know, people, when things get bad, people get really tribal. Someone was saying to me, and it's true, you know, we just stick to what we were told, what we were programmed, and that could be very dangerous, and that could be good, but mostly dangerous. And what do we feel insecure about? That's highlighted a lot, you know, this year. So it's the home and its parents, and it's the fourth house issues, right? And how can we really heal that? It's like that Cancerian energy of needing water. You know, Capricorn, you need water. You're in that house, you need water, right? Cancer opposite is in your 10th house. So it's kind of like you're out of the limelight, but you have to do some inner soul searching. And with this lunar eclipse, it can be really confusing. And 3 days before the full moon, and the full moon today, and the full moon 3 days after, the energy is still strong, right? So that there's work that needs to be done there. So a lot of inner work. Sagittarius, I read for you already when I was reading for Gemini, but you're in that third house. Remember, you're in the tail of the dragon, right? The tail of the emotion, right? So why are you here? Your karmic energy. What are you doing? Really look at yourself and really heal yourself and know that you're powerful, amazing, awesome. I mean, Sagittarius, they're awesome. So it's that fire energy, right? And it's great for Geminis. We love it. So it's like when you're at your highest and your best and you're good to yourself and you're good to the people around you, there's no limit of love that you can't receive, you know? So work on your past, let go of past issues, past life issues, past relationship issues. You know, it's just, it really also relates to your Jupiter as well, right? And the north and the south node works good with Jupiter and Saturn energy too. So it's the rules and restriction, but I want to grow. So you have to have a balance of some form of structure and freedom at the same time. And that's really for everyone. And that's what Gemini and Sagittarius is really trying to teach people is, hey, you can be fun and still have rules that work, right? Very powerful. So let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, you have this Venus and this Mercury energy here. Mercury is 27 degrees and Venus is 10 degrees. So the Mercury, the energy of communicating is very strong. So tap into that, especially if you're in survival mode, whatever your situation is. But being in the second house, it's about money. It's about the things that you value. It's about your skills. It's really looking at your personal resources. It's survival mode right now. So it's doing the best you can without losing yourself, right? So it's really a lot of meditation, I would say, a lot of calming things, you know. I mean, the astrology and the meditation, it all goes together. It's just this body of art, this body of work that is healing, and it's deep, and it's understanding ourselves and creating this harmony around us and seeing how everything connects, right? The minute that you meet someone, especially if you're deeply spiritual, and you meet someone that is the complete opposite, if they don't respect your what makes you so wonderful, they cannot be the right person for you. So it's kind of like you have to just realize that this is me and this is what I'm choosing right now, but you don't have to be one-sided. This is what Mercury wants to communicate to you. And it wants to communicate to your Venus of beauty and doing what you love, but Venus is about surviving too. So you can have two. These two are like, hey, you know, you can have a good balance of something else that you may need in your life right now. And it could just be one chapter that's for 3 months. Maybe you need to do some type of work, or maybe you need to change up something in your personal life. But whatever it is, be willing to look at this as, hey, what do I value? Why do I value it? What talents do I have? How can I use it to better myself right now? And I also feel that you guys can relate to the Uranus energy, right? I feel that you can relate to the Uranus energy, where it's trying to remind you of having that freedom to know, hey, I need to do something that truly works for me. What are my resources? What do I have? You know, even if you feel like you didn't inherit anything that is great, you did, right? And you have your own energy, and you can make things possible for yourself. Okay? So whatever it is that you're going through, you can make it possible for you to overcome this. Now, moving on to Libra. Libra's in the first house, ascended. So Libra, you have the ability to really make a big change for yourself and for others around you. So you have this energy of really attracting what it is that you need right now. Even though there's no planets there, you're in the first house of Aries, so you can make things possible. And you're in the ascending. So if there's something that you have to do today, like that requires a lot of attention, you'll get a lot of attention. So just be mindful of what you say and do, because for the next 3 days, it's very heightened. If you tap into this energy, that you can really get the attention you need for a new job, for anything that you need. You're in this state of receiving attention, whether you want it or not. And you have the ability to really bring things together and make it even better than it is right now. Virgo, you're in the 12th house. There's no planets, but you can really see through what people are doing, especially if it's something that they thought was great, but then it's backfires on them. So you can totally see that, and you can see that you can manifest your dreams and your ideas. Just write them down and know when the right timing is for it, right? So you can take something from one aspect or one way of someone looking at something, and you can flip it, and then they see it in a total different way, and they understand what you're saying. And that's like that Mercury energy that you have. because that's the same thing kind of with Gemini. They are ruled by Mercury, so they want to be understood. So you can actually flip whatever a situation is to make someone kind of see in a new way. Kind of like if someone would tell a fable and they would get the meaning, but if you were just talking to them about it, they just don't get it, right? So it's just being very creative with words and the way you communicate. Leo, you guys will and could experience a lot of energy where you can help someone or a group of people to really go to the next level in what they're creating or what they're doing. So if you're one of those fortunate people that are still working, or if you are in some kind of creative environment, you can really help people to take things to a whole new level and make it reach where it needs to be. But it's all about you clearing your mind and really resetting yourself. So a lot of rest, a lot of building up yourself. And for some of you, you feel like you have so much energy right now that you're just really there to help someone else. And then that energy is going to come right back to you naturally, because you, even if you're helping someone, you're still going to be there and your energy is magnetic, so it's just naturally going to flow easy for you. Okay, but it's really just looking at things. I feel like Virgo, Leo, and Cancer is really observing things and seeing what's going on and making that positive impact, but it's really, especially if you have no planets really in your sign, like the Libra, the Virgo, the Leo, the Cancer, you four are just, and also Aquarius is just about observing, right? It's that observing thing. And in the other video I talk about it. Observe things and just let it sink in, and it will reveal itself. Cancer, you guys are in the MC, okay? You are in that spot of receiving the attention that you need, but some of you don't want it. There's a percentage of you guys out there that don't want this attention. You're like, no, I don't want it. And the funny thing is that your water element, the strongest element for today is Earth, right? And your water element is the second strongest, so it's 7, and Earth is like 9. Like it's it's like the strongest. Earth is the strongest element today, and you're the second, water, right? So it's like you will be very popular today, okay, in the next 3 days, even though it's a Gemini's full moon. You will be in a position where you have to receive information and do the best with it. So you might have to be learning something new, but you're going to be receiving this information and really just do the best you can with it and remain as calm as you can. Especially, if things are switching up in your home or at work, you don't mind change, but if it's happening too quickly, it's like you don't want to put yourself in something where it's going to be stressful or it's not going to get done right, because you really care about other people and you want things to go smooth. You don't want to be a part of a mess. So just be mindful of what you say yes and no to. So that's the reading. I know I'm there, but especially for Libra, like I said, Virgo, Leo, and for Cancer, you really want to just observe. And also back to Aquarius, you want to just observe things. When there's no planets there, there's no energy really to vibe on. Oops, I moved that. But you can always look over to your opposite sign and see what they're going through. So Cancer, you'd look over to what Capricorn is going through. Leo, you would look over to Aquarius, Virgo, you would look over to Pisces. Libra, you would look over to Aries, okay? And that's how you'll see that, okay, nothing, no planets are in my sign, but I'm experiencing, I can relate to what's happening to my opposite sign. So looking at what you are experiencing, that is your astrology reading. And you might have been experiencing this a couple days leading up to this full moon, on the full moon, or after the full moon. And you also might be experiencing what your opposite zodiac sign is experiencing, or your moon sign or north node. So we are a complex being where we could be experiencing the same things at the same time, but in our own little different ways. So that's your astrology reading. And also just see what, watch the other video on the meaning of the full moon and see what's in your chart. What are the aspects in your chart, and what can you use to really bring some kind of luck or positivity into your life, structure, and so on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Happy full moon in Gemini, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.